Well, he declined to represent him this time, which isn't coincident. He's like, oh fuck, he was guilty, and then he went and killed a 16-year-old child. My bad. Oopsie.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I mean, I get that everyone's got to do a job, but when you've got to like help I don't think any amount of money. I don't think you could pay me any amount of money to defend someone who is guilty. Then again, you don't know if they're guilty at the time, right? You don't know if they're guilty at the time.
You don't know they're guilty.
No.
It goes on law firms, though. If you work for the law firm, you might be told to do it.
Maybe, yeah. That's your job, or don't do it. Yeah. Or fuck off and find another job.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is about this, which is quite interesting, but instead of David Shippers, he was instead represented by a lady called Kathleen Zellner, who, this Kathleen Zellner lady, she's pretty darn tootlingly famous, you know. Pretty darn tootlingly famous. People listening at home might recognise the name if you are true crime connoisseurs, because Kathleen was... she was the representative of a guy called Stephen Avery, who I know we've not watched this show, which is insane.
You're talking about Making a Murderer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is insane. It's insane that for true crime podcast enthusiasts, we've not watched Making a Murder, but I blame you for that, because you say you don't want to watch it. But I
don't want to watch it because I basically know the story anyway.
Because of everyone talking about
it.
Well, I didn't know about Kathleen Zellner, but the cool thing about this is I'll let you know, this is the only time that Kathleen Zellner will ever represent someone who is guilty, ever.
Okay.
Because she makes a little plea to herself, which is... That's so cool, right?
Yeah.
You know, everyone thinks like lawyers are like the devil and like, you know, this is bad people and they're only interested in money, which I'm pretty sure, just like any human being.
I was going to say, every human
there's
being
a lot of people like that. Money. But she's strictly said, if she believes this person is guilty, she will not represent that person. So that's really cool, right?
That is cool.
Larry initially pled not guilty to the murder charge on September 13th, and legal maneuvers delayed his trial for nearly 2 years. Oh, this is a long freaking thing. This goes on for a long time trying to get the sentence.
Revoked.
Get the sentence for him. So finally the proceedings opened in Cook County Criminal Court on July 1st, 1986, before Judge Joseph Urso. The jurors convicted Larry of all counts on July 9th, but the actual fate, so what was going to happen to him, would have to be decided in the trial's penalty phase. Now, I looked at what a penalty phase was, and it says, because I had no idea what a penalty phase was.
I've never heard of it before,
trials and things, apparently, it refers to the part of a trial during which the fact finder determines the punishment that is to be given to the defendant who has been found guilty. So, and it's also where the jury votes on what penalty or damages to impose. So it's like, okay, he is guilty, but what do we give him? Do we give him 5 years? Do we give him death penalty? Do we give him a charge? What do we do?
So the jury does that as well?
Well, it can refer to that part as well. I think it's all part of the thing, all togetherness. So, on October 3rd, 1986, Judge Urso sentenced Larry to death for killing Danny Bridges. He was also sentenced to 15 years in prison for aggravated kidnapping and 5 years for attempting to conceal his victim's death. There were numerous appeals made, which delayed things even more for him, but thank God they were all in vain, so none of them actually succeeded.
Good. Yeah.
Finally, a further 3 years after he was initially condemned, so this whole thing took like 3 years for him to even just get told what his sentence would be.
It's ridiculous.
So that's crazy. So he's delayed his sentence for, I mean, he's been inside all this time. But he's delayed this for a very long time. On October 25th, 1989, the Illinois Supreme Court finally fixed his execution for March 14th, 1990. So a date was set for his execution. Now,
that didn't go through, did it?
Do you want to hear the wrap-up?
Yeah, please.
Larry Eyler never did make his date with the executioner. The case surrounding Larry's third victim, Stephen Angan, was reopened, and as part of his confession, Larry implemented his old pal Robert Little as his accomplice. A slew of incriminating evidence was uncovered, but after a lengthy trial investigation, Robert was eventually found not guilty. However, Larry's confession had opened the floodgates. Prosecutors from 5 surrounding counties seized the opportunity to close their own unsolved murder cases. Larry, having nothing to lose at this point, happily confessed to 21 of them. The proceedings had delayed his execution substantially. Then, stricken with AIDS-related complications, Larry died on March 6, 1994, aged 41. Before his death, Larry was still adamant that he hadn't acted alone, and according to him, there was another highway killer still at large. And that, my friends, is the story of Larry Eyler, aka the Highway Killer.
Oh.
Boom.
I definitely think it was that Dobrovolsky guy.
I'm just thinking, he died, the execution was delayed, he died in 1984, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 years, so he gets arrested and sent, he gets confirmed that he is a first-degree murder of a 16-year-old child. And 7 years go by before even he's given the date of his execution, 1990.
Yeah,
that passes, and then 4 years later.
But that was insane. Because cases were reopened and things like that.
Cases were reopened, but this is what I think about because this thing about the blood draining and the pentagram, right? I don't know. I mean, this is part of the story. That was part of the facts which I found on him. So I did include it, but mine.
Can I just say what I think you're going to say? So you think that the pentagram stuff and the murders there was the highway killer, but another one?
Maybe, or I just think he may have just confessed to a murder which he had no idea about. Because he's seen that I've got nothing here left to lose. The more cases that I confess to, the more people are going to be asking me about him. The longer I'm going to prolong things. No, he sort of knows that people, the police just want to close their cold cases as quick as possible. So they're going, let's get this fucking Larry dude to confess. We can close a bunch of cases. It makes our sort of thing look good. And he probably knows that, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, if I just keep giving these guys what they want, maybe I'll just prolong my sentence and get the injection. So I think maybe this wasn't the other highway killer. Maybe the other one was a highway killer because some of the things are a bit different, a bit strange. But yeah, maybe it was. Do you think it was John? Allegedly.
Allegedly, I do think it was.
Allegedly, I do think it was. I don't know. I don't think we're using that word right.
We're not. Not the slightest.
Allegedly, I think it might be. You're alleging your own thought.
Allegedly, it is.
Allegedly, it might be. Yeah. I might think this, but allegedly, I might not think that. No, it's interesting. Let's do. We didn't think of the triad of thingy. Let's call it the triad of something. We need to think of a triad of tea. Triad of tea. Alliteration. Triad of tea. Tea. Triadism. We need to think about that. That's a thing to do on our to-do list. So firstly,
you went off one. You did.
I said this a couple episodes ago where we do the triad of something where it's like heroes, condolences. It's a triad of things. It's 3 things. So triad of something. We need to think about that. We forgot to think about that. That's both our bad.
Triad of murder?
No, it needs to be a triad of tea. Tea to tea. Tea to tea. Alliteration. Tea. Triad. Tea of tea. Tea. It needs to be that.
What about just triad of tea?
No. Or maybe the triad of tea. Yeah, the triad of tea. Okay, we can go with that. The triad of tea. Oh, yeah, because it is all the truth, right?
It is. It's our truth.
That's the tea. Okay. Well, triad of tea. We'll try that now. We'll go the triad of tea. So we'll... it feels so weird because we go from like this point where it's like we're so... relieved to have this story over with.
Yeah.
Because it's so grisly and gruesome. And then we have to sort of sink back into it just for a moment, which I'm aware can sometimes feel quite insincere. But we do want to genuinely say, one of the things we always say in every single episode is obviously condolences to the victims, their friends, their families, and anyone who was ever affected by this horrible monster. All these people seem to be relatively young. So like we said earlier, they had their whole freaking lives ahead of them. So They could have achieved so much with their lives if it wasn't for this fucking dick. And the other dicks in his friendship group or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So yeah, sincere condolences to them. Heroes in the story, Alan? Heroes? The police force did do an okay job at the end. No, I was going to say Kathleen, but no, she's not. She defended him. This is the only time she this is probably the only time she wasn't a hero, right? Like Kathleen. By the sounds of things. Heroes.
I'd say the witnesses that came forward.
You know what?
The victims,
just before that T came off of your tiny tongue, I was just thinking exactly the same thing.
That's what I would think anyway, because they're the ones who got the ball rolling properly.
Yeah, and that takes an element of bravery, right? Yeah, especially
in that day and age.
I mean, it's only a couple of decades ago, right? Well, more than a couple.
30.
Oh, fuck. Wow, time goes by so fast. Well, I wasn't there at that point, but yeah, shit. So all the witnesses who came forward and give evidence, I guess that, you're completely 100% right on that. And also to the police who were involved at the very end as well, maybe. To the very end, because they seem to do things okay. They learn from their mistakes.
I don't agree.
No, you don't agree? No. Okay, just the witnesses that came forward. No, you're probably right. Lastly, one of the most important things, and one of the things we love to do and we really do enjoy, we get a little stiff from it, right?
Excuse me.
We get a little erection from this part.
A little hard on.
Yeah, it's the only time I ever do get an erection.
Hey.
Okay, so yeah, everyone at home, at school,
that's actually quite fucked up.
In the library, in the library, in the library, in outer space. If you're an astronaut,
if you're on Elon Musk Tesla in
space. But that's a conspiracy that didn't even happen, right? Apparently,
oh, really?
Some people, it's been people on Reddit, didn't even happen. Flat Earth is real. Don't
get me started on that.
I don't mind. If you're a flat earther out there, fill your boots. It doesn't make any difference to me. If the Earth is flat or round, it doesn't give I don't care.
What is it achieving if it was flat or if it was round?
I don't know.
Does it matter?
I think it's just to do with people lying, being lied to. Yeah. I don't care. As long as I'm living my life and everyone's fine, everyone's happy and smiling, I don't care if they're flat or round. I don't care. But yeah, best part, Alan, it's coming up right now.
Ooh.
2. Everyone, yes, be ready. 2. Larry Eyler. You stupid fuck. We want to... Oh, no. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. I did it wrong. Sorry.
Stupid fuck.
That's not how it goes. We don't just say that. We do a bigger thing. Okay.
You stupid fuck.
No. That's like if I'm telling you off for like doing something stupid with the TV, isn't it, right? No. 2. Larry Eyler. We want to say a big, juicy, and triumphant fuck you. You stupid fuck. There we go.
You stupid fuck.
Perfect. Yeah, that's it. That's the podcast. All done and or dusted. It's been a bit of I feel like these 2 episodes have been discombobulated slightly.
It was unexpected, to be fair.
Because I always try and work the stories around in a way which fits either a 2-parter or fits a 1-parter.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt, I don't know.
To be fair, I think
it
worked well that it was a 2-parter for this one, in all honesty.
I hope it did.
It was a lot of information. If you just combined it all into one, it was a lot of information to
digest.
Yes.
Speaking of that, people at home listening, you lovely, jubbly, amazing, gorgeous, sexual people at home, please, if you've got any feedback, criticism, positive, constructive things, anything, or just a smiley face emoji, we would love to hear some feedback from people. Mm-hmm. Because, again, we've said this a few times, we've had a couple of people give feedback, and people have been quite positive so far, but we really don't know what we're doing. Well, we kind of have an idea, but we are pretty much, for all intents and purposes, winging this quite a lot, right?
We have a structure.
No, we have a structure, but in terms of figuring out what parts people like, what parts people don't like, what people would like to hear more of. Yeah. Would you like to hear more dramatic acting from myself? Voices, maybe? Impressions? Would you like that? Would you like more music.
Music?
You know, like sort of ambient music to build up drama and tension. Would you want that?
Oh, I get it.
Do you want more facts? Do you want us to shut up in between the thing?